No. Alright. Nope. Gotta go live right now. You should see it right now. Good. Good.
Sound check.
It's a little bit
Alright. Shalom. First and foremost, we'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahawah, bahasham, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, and salutations to Allah, my dear pushing His truth and all truth and sincerity, diligently throughout the four corners. Alright? I'm the brother Shamar Moth from GMS Miami. Alongside me, I have the brother Ash. Alright? Another brother from our camp, GMS Miami, okay? And today we'd like to get into the topic as you see the live. The topic says the Holy Takeover, man. Okay? Now, this is concerning Yahawashi and the holy angels, alright, coming through, alright, and delivering the elect and destroying our enemies, man. Okay, and putting the nation of the chief nation, chief out of all the nations, I should say, Esau, Edom into captivity along with the heathens, man. Okay, and setting up righteousness back on the face of the earth. Okay, so Lord's will, this video will be edifying, alright, and through the Spirit. Before we do that, I want to get a few words. Okay, the word holy, alright. When you do a Google search on the word holy, alright, it says dedicated or consecrated to God or religious purpose, sacred, okay? And the synonym says sacred, consecrated, hallowed, sanctified, alright, divine, religious, blessed, okay? So this holy means to be blessed, to be separated, consecrated. It belongs to the Most High. So you separate this certain thing and you give it to the Most High, man.
That's right.
Okay? So, and when you go into the word takeover, all right, another Google definition, it says an act of assuming control of something, especially the buying out of one company by another. Okay, so you put both of those together, man. All right, this takeover that's about to happen, this act of assuming control over this world, all right, it's blessed by the Heavenly Father, man. Okay, it's sacred, man. All right, it's consecrated, man. All right, because why? The Heavenly Father, Yahawah, is sending Yahawashi, His only begotten, who died on the cross, man, and who is now sitting on the right hand side. All right, whom he gave all power to. All right, we can start with that if you can find a precept. Whom he gave all power to, okay, and all dominion. All right, he's going to send him, all right, to come put the nation under subjection, man. Okay, which is a marvelous thing, man. All right, if you got it, you can start.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
All right.
If you want to look on the Google,
Yeah, I'm gonna do
I
that.
think it's X.
You know, I spoke to all power given.
Yeah, all power is given me. Maybe Luke. John.
Matthew 28:18 through 20.
The book of Matthew, chapter 28, it says, start at 16?
18.
18. Matthew 16 and verse 18. And Yahawashi came and spake unto them, saying, all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Right. So all power is given unto Yahawashi, everything in heaven and in earth, man. So when Yahawashi come with these angels, okay, he's going to come with these angels giving charges out, man, because the angels belong to Yahawashi, man.
Right.
All right, that power that lies with the angels belong to Yahawashi because he actually finished the work, man. He did what he had to do, man. All right, to end up where he is, man, and on earth, man. That's why the Lord gonna be. That's why the Lord is commanding his infantry, man. The footmen. All right, Lord's will, we be part of that elect, man. Okay, so he has power over the heavens and the earth, man. Okay, so when Yahawashi come, he gonna come with all that power, man. Oh man, get that in what's that I think it's Psalm 68. Yeah, Psalm 68. Psalm 68, 17.
17.
Yeah, Psalm 68, 17.
In Psalm 68, verse 17, the chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels.
Yeah, so the chariots of the Most High are thousands, even thousands of angels, 20,000, even thousands of angels, man. And like it was mentioned, Yahawashi has a charge over them, man. So Yahawashi gonna come in this big old ship, and then have the whole host of heaven backing him, man.
Tell you that in Jude.
Get it.
Come on.
Read
Psalm
it.
68 and 17, the chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. Verse 18, thou hast ascended on high, thou hast led captivity captive, thou hast received gifts for men, yeah, for the rebellious also, that the Lord power might dwell among them. Alright, the scripture tell you that every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess. And I ain't just talking about the elect, the righteous, that's talking about the wicked, man, the rebellious, man. All knees is going to bow down to Yahawashi when he returns with them angels, man, with the heavenly hosts.
Right.
All power has been given unto him. He was glorified in the heavens, okay, when he ascended, alright, he ascended on high, alright, and he's going to descend, man. He's going to come back down with them angels, man. And he's going to receive his glory on the earth. Still let me get that Jude.
Yeah, go ahead. Let me get that precept.
Alright, this is the book of Jude and verse 14. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints.
Right, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints, man. You don't do that to come. You don't do that when you handing out dandelions, man. Right, like a lot of these Christians think the Lord, when he returns, he gonna come to heal everybody and to hand out hugs and lollipops and dandelions and upgrade people 401ks and shit like that, man. Nah, when you come, you gotta think about it. We just read the definition of takeover. The act of assuming control over something. When you come with a whole host like that, man, you coming to shut down somebody's shop, man. All right, like Camera has said, not Camera, I think it was Camera or Joel Santana. He was like, it's my block now, okay, kid. All right, right. Come with that force, man. You show that. Look, your power cannot compare to my force, man. And we're gonna take this by force, man. That's what Yahawashi gonna do when he return, man. Okay,
they shall take the kingdom.
Forcefully, man.
If I could say this, Yahawashi, before he went, to complete his mission, all right, he prayed. Well, he didn't pray, but he said, "Think not that I can call legions of angels."
Right.
If you paraphrasing, to come take down Rome. He had the power to do it, but he gave himself over to the will of his Father, our Father, Yahawah. Okay? And that's why this takeover is going to be a holy takeover, because it's going to be sanctioned by the Heavenly Father, the Creator.
That's right.
Yahawah, all right? He's going to give his son, Yahawashi, the green light. All right?
Let me get this Romans for you. This is the book of Romans 14 and 11. For it is written, as I live, saith the Lord, every knee shall bow to me, and every tongue shall confess to the Most High.
That's right. So when Yahawashi comes, every tongue is going to confess, because this whole world was created for him. The scriptures say that all things was created by him and for him. All right, so the people on this earth are his. The scriptures say in Psalms 2, ask of me and I will give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, man. And what he say he's going to do with them? He's going to bash them in their head with a rod of iron, man.
That's right.
All right, the scripture saying what? He that, or roughly paraphrasing, he that wish out should not reign over him.
Yeah, bring him hither and slay before me.
Bring him hither and slay before me. What's that? That's a takeover, man.
Right.
In its purest form. All right, and anybody who's going against his will, who don't want to lay down, I mean, if you don't want to get down, you're going to lay down.
That's how it works, man. There's
all right?
no other way around it.
I'm going to finish this Jude off. Jude 15, to execute judgment upon all and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their heard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. These are murmurers, complainers, walking after their own lusts. And when the scriptures say that in the end times, there shall be scoffers walking after their own lusts. All right, so Yahawashi is coming for you people here at the end, man, the last days. All right, the scriptures say that, all right, the sins have reached the heavens, man. All right?
Hurtful words are fulfilled. All that, man.
You know? So this is the time when Yahawashi is going to come back, and to finish it, it says, and their mouth speaketh great swelling words, have immense persons in admiration because of advantage. And that's a beautiful thing when you get to take over somebody that was talking shit.
Yeah. That's usually what it is, man. That's beautiful. Nah, like for real, man. When you take somebody out that was talking all that big talk, man. And you see how you said they sins reach to heaven. That's why the Lord doing that, man. The Most High loves to see a good fight, man. I was listening to Apostle Gabar video this morning, not this morning, last night, that Q&A.
Right.
And I believe Apostle Gabar said, you got to remember theater. You feel me? Theater.
Theos.
Right. Which is what? God. All right, and what do you see? Theaters, man. You see plays, you see acts. The Most High loves to see a good show, man. Okay, so that's why he let Esau get so puffed up and high-minded, thinking that nobody could take him down. So he could really take him down. You know what they say, man, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, man.
That's right.
All right, and Esau fell on the wall, man. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's princes, all king's knights couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again, man.
That's Babylon.
You done. You finished, man. All right. I get this Luke 19:27. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay before me, man. All right. And he said, those mine enemies, man. Okay. So that means the Lord has enemies, man. All right. And who are some of the enemies, man? It's Revelation 1 real quick. This is Revelation 1:7. Behold, he cometh with clouds. And who's that coming with clouds, man? Go guys, Isaiah 63 real quick. Who's that coming with clouds? We just read in Psalm 68 that what? The angels are 20,000, even thousands, and the Lord is among them, as in Sinai, man. Okay. All right, go ahead, brother. Get that.
This is Isaiah chapter 63 and verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra?
With dyed garments from Basra, man. Who do you think that is, man? All right? Who do you think that is, man? And that's representing the amount of killing that's going to happen, man. Who do you think is going to come, all right, sliding? Matter of fact, finish that, Bubba Kashar.
This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength.
Traveling in the greatness of his strength, man. With the whole host of heaven with him, man.
Con. In the side note, for the word glorious, it says decked.
Shh.
So he coming decked out. He's coming to take over. He's going to come glorious. He's going to come looking like a king supposed to, like a real king supposed to, man. He's going to execute real judgment like a real king supposed to, like a righteous king, like a son of the Most High.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
And who's the only one that's mighty to save? It's in his name, right?
Right, Yahawashi.
He delivers. He saves, man. I don't see nobody else with a name like that that's sitting on the right-hand side of the Most High, man. But Yahawashi, man.
That's right. That's right.
Go ahead.
I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat?
Because the Lord's gonna be stomping niggas out, man. That's why he gonna be red like he's stomping the wine press, man. Alright, because alright, picture a mob movie, right? You got a whole organization set up over here on the east coast of the city. Then you have another organization set up on the right, on the west coast of the city, right? The organization on the east coast of the city, feels threatened by the west side, man. They pushing closer east, man. They about to run them boys out of business. So what did they do, man? All the protection money that they taking in, instead of them racking up and getting houses and living lavishly, what they start doing, they start investing in weaponry, man. They invested in more foot soldiers. Mm-hmm. They invested in setting up places, buying spots out on the west coast, so them dudes could think they could go set up shop there, not knowing that there's east coast dudes sitting right there waiting for them, man. And then during the perfect time usually is when, and look at this shit, Babylon is wounded, right? Usually is when it's weak. Usually is when the head of the organization either sick or it's a family mishaps. Oh, perfect time, boom, blitzkrieg, rush them, all angles. Shoot up every fucking corner on site at the same time, man. Yep. Okay, at the same time, everybody get hit up, man. Next thing you know, ain't no more West Coast organization. There's only East Coast taking over the whole city now, man. Right. And that's what Yahawashi gonna do, man.
Right. Come. And it says, who is this that coming from Edom? So that nigga. That chief nigga you gonna get is gonna be Esau Edom. Right. The so-called white people, man.
That's right.
He's gonna be staying with your blood, man. It's not gonna be him physically having your Edomites filthy blood on him. Nah. It's just symbolic for the amount of bloodshed that's gonna take place when he comes, man. And America would be that chief city. Basra was the chief city of Edom.
That's right.
Alright, so Yahawashi, he's gonna come to America, man. He's going to come to America and he's going to obliterate you Edomites, man.
That's right.
Well, what if we part of the elect? He's going to deliver us. He's going to be mighty to save his elect of the nation of Israel.
That's right. And that's the truth, man. All right. You got more than that, bro?
Yeah, I got a little more. Verse 3, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeeming is come.
So the Lord waiting, man. The Lord wants it to happen, man. And we're near, man. Okay? Right. Yahawashi clearly told us in Matthew 24 certain things to look for, man. And then he said all this is the beginning of sorrows, man.
Right.
2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, tell you when these things when you see certain signs, that's how you know the Lord is visiting this place, man. All right, and it's all the things that He has said from the beginning, man. All right, manifesting, man.
Right, because the Scripture says that the Most High has declared the end from the beginning.
That's right.
So Yahawashi, when He was walking the earth, when He had to do His mission of giving Himself over for the sins of Israel, He said that think not that He cannot call those legions of angels to take the Romans down, man, to stop them from being taken, okay? And that was 2,000 years ago. And this was written even before then.
Right.
So imagine how Yahawashi feels right now, man. He said the year of my redeem is come.
It's here.
It's come, and it ain't come yet. He's still waiting, man. So imagine how...
I was going to say, though it tarry, wait for it.
That's right.
Shall not tarry, man.
That's right. Verse 5, and I looked, and there was none to help, And I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore mine own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. I will tread down the people in my anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. So Yahawashi, he's going to make these people drunk in his fury. What do you mean by that, man? He's going to make them confused. He's going to make them ashamed. He's going to make them exposed, man, naked, man. All right? They're gonna feel stupid, man. When Yahawashi crack them clouds, man, when there's tens of thousands, innumerable amount of angels, man. All right? His own arm brought salvation unto him. He's going to be the one to take over this shit, man. It's going to be a holy takeover, all right? You so-called niggas in there with your Black Panther movement, okay, and your Black Conscious movement, you Wakanda niggas, man. You're not going to be able to take this man down by yourself, man. And I was sure going to be the one.
Salaki, I don't mean to cut you off. And it's retarded because these niggas' whole mindset of a takeover is building up a community and building schools and we got to teach the younger generation financial economics and understanding how to invest in businesses, you know. So that's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna buy one neighborhood, then we're gonna buy two neighborhoods, we keep money in the black side, then we're gonna buy some corner stores. We're gonna have like 4 Walmarts, then we're gonna take over Walmart and shut it down, and then next you know we have us in the man. No, man, that's not the way to go, man. And even if, man, that's a long, painstaking way to take something over, man.
Right.
And then it's gonna get to the point where you're gonna need force and power to overthrow somebody, because it's gonna be that one CEO that's not gonna let loose, man. Right. He's not gonna give up his shit. So what? He's gonna hire mercenaries, man. You can't do it like that, man. Why not do it the easy way and come through and just play everybody to death?
Yeah, just blow the shit up.
Blow the shit up.
Like Black Wall Street. Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Ooh, dang, Esau. Hey, you reap what you sow, homie. You got it, brother.
I just recently seen something else. It was something else called they had another thing like that. I think it was in like, I forgot what city.
I seen
you seen it? It was on World Star. There was another building. Jake was doing another thing. They blew that shit up. They had the video. The helicopter pulled up. They dropped the bomb and that shit blew that shit up, bro. So, like, come on, man. This kingdom, this world is not for us. And what did Yahawashi say? He said, "My kingdom is not of this world.
Right.
If my kingdom was of this world, then will my servants fight?
Yep.
You know, that I would not be delivered unto the Jews." Roughly paraphrasing, you know, to the Romans. Roughly paraphrasing. But either way, without Yahawashi, you niggas, you gonna get crushed, man.
You can't take over. For you to do a takeover, you need a commander, a chief to lead the takeover. You niggas can't even lead your own fucking life right, man.
Right.
Niggas still eating pork, bruh.
Right.
And you expect to take over a fucking whole group of niggas that was born blessed with the sword, bruh.
Right. They've been generation after generation been perfecting their sword. To the point now they got nuclear missiles. To the point now they got satellites. Blow your ass out of the sky. You don't even know nothing. They could blast our ass right now. We don't even know, you know?
And that's crazy you say that, because that video game Grand Theft Auto shows that, man. Grand Theft Auto 5, when you play online, you end up buying a fucking not a bunker. It's like they call that shit an observation bunker, bro. You go in that bitch. The shit bring you like 50, 60 feet on the ground. You run it. You go into this big ass room where you see nothing but a whole bunch of TVs. Look like you looking at the whole world with a big ass table. A big ass table with a bird's eye view of the earth and the city from a satellite. You stand over the shit. You pay. I think it's like 500K. You pay 500K. You pick a target, and guess what happened? You hit that button. All this shit go 3, 2, 1. Boom! Nigga running. All here. Boom! He gone, man. Laser got shot at his ass, man. That shit exists, man.
Yeah, direct energy weapons. That's how they burned in California last year.
Shit.
You know?
Yeah, man. Let me get this. Let me finish this Revelation 1, verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen. And the word Amen means so let it be, man. So so let it be. Let the Lord come with the angels, all right, with the clouds, man. Let it be, man. Let every eye see him, man. And that shows you reincarnation too, because even them that pierced him, man. How fucking Roman soldiers from 2,000 plus years ago still here today, man? You telling me, after they pierced, I guess after they pierced Yahawashi, they was walking home one day and a cold blizzard struck their ass and they got stuck in this position, frozen.
Yeah, cryogenics.
They got frozen. Their eyes still moving and everything. They just been frozen for 2,000 plus years, man.
Nah, right. That's a good question. You so-called Christians, how would you break that down? They can't.
Right.
They say Revelation is sealed.
Morons, man.
No?
Go ahead, brother. Yes, sir?
Nah, not yet. I was thinking about, if you didn't have it already, about how he's going to come and take the crowns.
Yeah, Revelation 19 to 12.
Alright.
Yeah, I was hoping.
Alright, this is the book of Revelation. Let me get it now, right?
Yeah, you get it.
This book of Revelation, chapter 19.
Start at 11.
Start
at 11.
This is Revelation chapter 8.
Shemai.
Revelation chapter 19 and verse 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war.
So in righteousness he judges and make war. So that means what? If there's faggots, a righteous judgment is to do what?
That's right.
Put that faggot to death.
Right, like King Sodom. When the kings until he put the Sodomites out of the land, that was a righteous act.
So every sodomite, all right, or everyone that does that defile, decrepit thing, the Lord gonna come when He comes to do His takeover. He gonna put him to death. He judges in righteousness and make it to war in righteousness, man. Who's ruling this whole society right now? The border of wickedness, man. So what do you do with wickedness, man? You put wickedness out with righteousness. Right? Is wickedness going to just ball up and curl up and give up? No. Wickedness is going to fight to continue to try to be out there exposed, man, and run the world. So the Lord is going to have to make war with the wicked and put the wicked out, man.
Right, by violence. I was going to say, well, in the previous chapter, thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down.
Yeah,
you know?
That's the problem.
Right. And it's in righteousness, you know, also to add, because he's going according to the will of his father. Because you niggas are trying to take down, scripture tell you Romans 13 that you can't resist the power.
Right.
All right. And the powers is set up by Yahawah. All right. But the Heavenly Father gave Yahawashi that power. And it's going to be made manifest when he comes. So he had to wait. Same way he got to wait, we got to wait, man.
That's right.
You Israelites bringing guns to camp. All right. Trying to build up communities, shit like that. It's not going to work, man. It's not going to work.
It's not going to work because as the scriptures say, there is no might in your hand, nigga.
Forgot that part?
Niggas supposed to be Bible fucking enthusiasts, man.
Right.
But yeah, you can't, man. Go ahead,
Niggas could quote the whole Deuteronomy 28. Revelation 19 and 12. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself.
So our Lord is going to have a head of many crowns. He's going to have the crown of the Moabites on his head, the crown of the Ammonites on his head, the crown of the Hamites on his head, the crown of the Ishmaelites. He gonna take it. He gonna take the crown of the Persians, man. He gonna take the crown of Gog and Magog, man. He gonna take the crown of Amalek, Esau, man. You need a computer?
No.
All right, the Lord will come through and just take over. He taking over the world, man. All right, world domination.
We do everything.
Think of how to take over the world, man. Come on, man.
You know?
And that's beautiful. It's like, y'all, that's beautiful, man. Cause when we was young, they had shows like that. We was watching. We didn't Like, we didn't even know what was going on, man. The water Yahawashi Yahawashi, he was always showing us certain things. Like, I get that world domination from Invader Zim, man.
Oh, yeah, that.
Alright, Invader Zim, man. It was supposed to be like an alien dude that came through, crashed on Earth, and mind you, everywhere he went, it was always dark and gloomy, man.
Right.
And the only thing that was on his mind is world domination. He hated them humans, man.
Y'all, the scripture say Yahawashi was acquainted with grief.
He was always angry too, man. Ooh, it's beautiful.
God, they show you picky in the brain.
Yep.
Picky in the brain. They show you in the beginning what we gonna do today. What we gonna do today, brain? Same thing we do every day. Picky trying to take over the world. All right. What's really though, picking the brain. That's Amalek, Esau,
Right.
Edom. You know.
Yeah, they move like them too.
That's the Rawchas. Which really you an experiment. You a lab rat. All right. You the lab rat of Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi, thinking you gonna take over the world. You know. All right.
Amalek like that. He gonna fly. He be like, look, that was anti-Shemitic. You call us lab rats.
Yeah, you gutter rats.
Yeah.
Hey, but the scripture says that he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. So that means you gonna bow. All the scripture says you gonna bow down to the name of Yahawashi, man.
Mm-hmm.
His name is gonna be made. It's gonna be made glorified, man.
That's right.
You're gonna put some respect on his name when you start that.
Put some spec on it, bro.
Because the prophets is preaching his name right now.
Yep.
We're preaching in the name of Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi that these things is gonna happen. So when it happen, you're gonna know what the power was that brought this thing, man.
Yep. You're gonna know it was a prophet among you, and you're gonna know what power sucked them prophets, man. That's why in Second Ezra, when Noah's will be part of that, when you see when you can envision the crowning, when Yahawashi crowned the elect, what the angel told Ezra, these were the men that stood so stiffly and declared the name of the Lord. Roughly paraphrase, man. And Ezra commended them, man. All right, he greatly commended them because they stood so stiffly, man. All right. Hey, somebody pushing the name, man.
Right.
That's why I was. You remember I told you about the story that I was with the person I was with the other day when I told him these crackers been shooting satellites into the atmosphere for so long. Mm-hmm. Two things those satellites do, man. They got cameras pointing down, and they got lasers and missiles pointing up, man. Mm-hmm. Why you think Trump trying to build an Earth space defense, man?
Right.
All right.
Right. Well, they just had the Pentagon.
Yeah. Let me see. I got it right here. I'll read it. All right. It says this is from NewYorkPost.com. Okay. It reads, the Pentagon finally admits it investigates UFOs. All right. And this article was dated May 22nd, 2019. Okay. It says the Pentagon has finally uttered the words it always avoided when discussing the possible existence of UFOs, unidentified aerial phenomena, and admits that it still investigates reports of them. In a statement provided exclusively to the Post, a Department of Defense spokesman said a secret government innovative called the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program did pursue research. Advanced Aerospace Threat. They know it's a takeover, man. Esau knows it's a takeover.
Hey, but it's not a threat.
It's a promise. It's a promise, homie. Hey, as the scriptures say, our God is faithful. He keeps his promises, man. He said he was going to do it, and that he will. Yeah, alright? Alright, it says, the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. Hey, but that's, what we say, get that in surah. Good is set against evil, and evil set against good, man. Because what we were saying, the Lord is going to make war and righteousness, man. Why does Esau have to call it a threat? If this is supposed to be a God-fearing country and a God-fearing nation, they're supposed to be in the Bible, right? So you see the scriptures describe chariots as clouds.
Right.
You know information on slaves singing "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot." You seen the frescoes, man. All right. You seen the Elijah fresco with the disc over Elijah and Elisha, man.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? You're not moving in righteousness, so that's why you call it a threat, because it's a threat to your whole existence, man. Because once Yahawashi come take over, wickedness is out the picture, man. There's no such thing as wickedness no more. Everything gonna go back into order, man.
Right.
The earth is gonna get ran in righteousness, man. Anytime a heathen go off, that judgment coming down quick, man. But go ahead, brother. You got that.
Book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 14. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. Right? So the reason why Esau is building up his space defense program and his can you say that?
The Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program.
The reason why he's doing that is because he knows that Yahawashi is coming, man, with his angels. He know what we saying right now, man.
Right.
All right. He just admitted it that they're investigating a foreign threat from out of this world. Which, if you read the scriptures, if you know the Bible, if you believe in the Most High and the Son, you know ain't nobody else out there but him and his angels. Ain't no such thing as no aliens. We don't know how much money Esau put into this program, but we know it's millions of dollars.
Right.
You're not spending that money for nothing. Why do you think they make these movies, Independence Day and in the different movies? And when they show you Independence Day, what the first thing that the church did? They came to America. They came to the White House, blew that shit up.
Damn. And War of the Worlds. What's the first thing you seen the chariots do when they came through? They sounded their trumpets, and they started lighting niggas up.
Right.
Battle in LA, the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they came through, and you see the thing is, because let me see if I can get to it. Because at the end of the day, you gotta remember when there's two sides on the battlefield, right? If somebody don't acknowledge the other side, then it's classified as war status at that moment.
Right. You gotta identify yourself.
Right. Are you friendly or are you foe?
Right.
So if you don't answer, the other side has to assume the position that you're a foe. Because if you're friendly, you would acknowledge you're friendly.
Mm-hmm.
So Esau probably been sitting here playing with computers and shit, trying to send signals to the chariots, trying to talk to the chariots, and the Lord hearing all this. And because the Apostle Tahar went into this earlier today, so I was listening to the video, and I heard the Apostle read that they're not identified, all right, unidentifiable, man, okay, phenomenon. So you think about it, I'm thinking of the movies and stuff. Probably got the Lord sitting in the midst of the chariot and on the throne. Mm-hmm. You got the angels, the angels ministering around them. Then you got the angels that's probably doing surveillance, hearing all the chatter come through. Yeah, they still trying to talk to us. Fucking devils. Just say that, just waiting, man.
Yeah. Going, but he said there's two sides to every war, to every battle.
Right.
Like in Sirach 33 and 15. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are 2 and 2, one against another. Mm-hmm. So you have America, Babylon the Great, which is the so-called greatest nation on earth. Esau, he have all the power. All right. If he's the top ruling nation on the earth, you got a foreign power. If you have one nation that's already ruling, you have Yahawashi, the Son of the Heavenly Father, come up to set up his nation, how can he be agreed?
Right.
How can he be in agreement with the current powers of the earth right now, man?
Because you got to think about it, man. If it was up to diplomacy and talks, right? If it was up to diplomacies and talks, Yahawashi would tell Esau, look, you gotta stop touching boys. Alright, you gotta get all your fuckers out my land.
God.
All right. You can't do this. No more import. No more doing this. No more fucking the dirt. No more marrying cars. No more dressing like a dog.
Right.
And acting like a dog. Cause you're not a dog. No more touching dogs. All this, Esau would be like, yo, man, this is too much.
Right.
I can't. You destroy my whole existence when you do that.
Right.
And that's exactly why Esau will get put out, man. Because that's all Esau lives to do, man. Live vile, man. And the Lord is tired of seeing that shit, man. Go ahead, brother. You got it. Now you got it,
I was going to say, when Yahawashi spoke the parable with Lazarus and the rich man.
Yeah, it's funny. I quoted that same thing the Lord today, dog. Go ahead.
You read the parable where Yahawashi spoke about Lazarus and the rich man. Yeah, the rich man, he basically went, he died, and he sat on the left-hand side of Yahawah, man. And he realized the judgment that was coming to his nation was so-called white people, man. He saw Edomites. And what he said, what he told the Lord, he said, let me go back and warn the rest of my brothers, his nation, about the judgment that was coming to him. And what Yahawashi said, he said, they have Moses and the prophets. Hear them. So right now, the diplomacy is the prophet speaking right now. We speaking all these words. We're putting them up on YouTube. Everybody can see. Is Esau going to stop doing what he's doing? Nah. We telling him that Yahawashi is going to come. He's going to judge America, going to put him in slavery. Is he going to stop? No. What the scripture say? He's going to come down harder.
Yep.
He's going to be even more of a devil.
Yep. And that's why the days are short, man. They have to be short for the elect's sake, man. Because that's another reason why the takeover coming, man. Because Esau actually has it in his mind that he wants to put out righteousness out of the earth, man. He's trying to kill the elect. That's Esau's whole agenda. Because if you really put it together, you gotta look at it. You set up a whole society to be homos. What is that going to end up doing? When the whole world turns gay, there's going to be a certain people who's not gay. Why? Because those men are going to be the ones who follow the ways of the Lord. Because eventually, everybody on earth is going to turn to that left-hand side. If you of the world, you're going to partake in the world, man.
Right. There's nothing you for that.
You're going to get influenced by the world, man. This niggas in the world be like, nah, I ain't gay, whatever the case may be. Yeah, if this shit was to last longer, man, them niggas would have turned out gay.
Right, there's a lot of niggas that's sodomites right now. 10 years ago, they wasn't sodomites.
Right. Yeah, man. What you got?
I got Isaiah 59. I want to read that real quick. It's Isaiah 59 and verse 14. I'll start at 13. I'll start at 12. For our transgressions are multiplied before thee, and our sins testify against us. For our transgressions are with us, and for our iniquities we know them. In transgressing and lying against Yahawah, and departing away from our power, speaking oppression and revolt, conceiving and uttering from the heart words of falsehood, and judgment is turned away backward, and justice standeth afar off. For truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter. Yeah, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. And Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. Alright, so us being in this society, man, in this wicked world, man, Esau's world, that's soon to be destroyed, you got nothing but wickedness in this place, man. Alright, and the Most High is seeing it. He can see it. He's looking at it, man. And it's displeasing him. Alright, and it says what? And he saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness it sustained him. For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and an helmet of salvation upon his head. And he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. So he putting on that battle armor. He getting ready for war, man. Yahawashi, that's what he did, man, when he was here on the earth, man. He walked the earth whole life without sin, man. He was perfect, man. And he poured out his soul unto death, man, for his elect. He was actually here. He actually saw the wickedness that Esau Edom was putting on our people, man, underneath the banner of the Romans. And you Americans, you the modern day Romans, man. He's going to come back and take you motherfuckers down, man. Excuse my French. In verse 18, according to their deeds, accordingly he will repay. Fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies, to the islands he will pay recompense. So shall they fear the name of Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi shall lift up a standard against him. Alright? So yeah, man, Yahawashi is gonna come from the east, man, to the west. He's gonna crack them clouds, man. Alright? He's gonna come, he's gonna come clothed with the deck, like we read in Isaiah 63. The glorious apparel, man. He's gonna have his battle armor ready, man. And he's gonna go to war, man. He's gonna make war, like the scriptures say. In righteousness, he's gonna make war. Alright, he's gonna take over, man.
I appreciate the fact that you just read. This is book of Matthew 24 and 27. And it reads, for as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For wheresoever the cockatrice is, there will the eagle be gathered together. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the power of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven, with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to another. Okay? And the Lord going to come from the east to the west, man.
That's right.
Coming with the angels, man.
That's right.
Coming in strength. And in that day it's going to be dark. All right? It's the nukes going to be going off, man. Okay? The elect going to be getting beamed up. Okay? The chariots going to be shooting out fire and tempest, man. You got to remember, all right? The Lord not coming for peace, man. This is the book of Matthew chapter 10 and Matthew 10 and I forget, 34.
Yeah,
34. All right. This is the book of Matthew 10 and 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword, man. The Lord came not to send peace, but a sword, man. All right, and the Lord finna come with that sword, man. All right, with the same time, the scriptures tell you that the sword is gonna be bathed in heaven, right?
That's right.
All right, at the same time, the nukes coming from overseas. The Lord gonna be accompanying those nukes, man.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, because the news is gonna come from the east too.
Yep.
It's gonna come from Russia, Iran, China. All right.
The Pakistan. Hey, I recently just did a video. All right, Pakistan developing surface ballistic missiles, man. But that's just a start, man. Right. You always do that, man. You start small, man.
That's right.
What if I got to nuke a nigga that's around my corner? Let me make sure I got a missile first that can defend me at close range. Then you get more broader. Then you get more broader. Then you get more broader until you're able to hit the uttermost parts of the earth, man.
So the scripture say, all day that bend the bow.
Shoot at her, man. And which Iran just made a promise to the young Iranians that America and Israel will be crumbled, man. G shit.
It's not a threat.
That's not a threat. That's a promise. It's a promise, man.
Yeah.
You got something?
Yeah, I got something.
Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 31, and verse 5. As birds flying, so will Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it.
You got it.
So as birds flying, man. Meaning he's going to come in the skies as birds flying.
In formation.
That V formation. And what Esau get that V formation when he have his military fighter jets? They be in that V formation.
Jets.
Right, with the head jet in the front. They get that from nature, which Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi is the creator of these different birds, man. It's really the birds. That's a foreshadowing of how Yahawashi is going to come back with his holy host. All right, in that V formation with Yahawashi leading the charge, which they showed you that in these different movies, man. They showed you in Independence Day when the chariot came. All right, it passed over the Middle East.
Yeah.
You had them niggas in the Middle East. The Middle East. All right, they was what is that? Before it got to America, showing you it's coming from the east.
That formation, man.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's that formation right there.
As birds flying, you should get a picture of birds in the
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right, brother. You are right. Let's see. Birds. First picture. First picture of the interview, bro.
God, you can go back and forth, you know. So,
so that's the birds. That's the birds flying in formation.
all right, I read it again. Isaiah 31 and 5. As birds flying, so will Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also will he deliver it, and passing over will he preserve it. All right, so this is going to be the new Passover. All right, the real Passover, man. He's going to pass over his elect, and he's going to destroy you Edomites, man, and
Right.
you 2/3 that's joined onto him, man.
That's beautiful, man.
All right, showing he's coming from the heavens, man, from the skies with his mighty angels. A bird, what scripture say? Birds will flock. Not what scripture say. What people say.
Birds of the feathers flock together.
Right, man.
Hey, can't two. You got it.
You know, the birds they as a flock, man. Y'all ain't coming back by himself.
Right.
He coming deed up, man.
Right.
Squad, gang.
Gang, squad. Deep.
You know, rolling deep.
Mm-hmm.
You got something?
Yeah, let me get on. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 13. I'll start at 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Who's that man? Alright, we just read it. We read it in Psalm 68. Okay? We just read it. How you gonna be in like a bird? Alright, in formation. Okay? It's clearly evident. It's clearly evident that Yahawashi is going to return. Alright, with the thousands of heaven, man. Waxing strong with the thousands of heaven, man. This is a real this is a real holy takeover. This takeover is blessed, bruh. In the ancient world, what we used to do before we go out to war or try to go take over more land, inquire of the Lord, Lord, if it is of your will you deliver these people into our hands?
Are you gonna be with us?
Yea, I will go before you. Oh shit! Guess what, y'all boys, gird up yourselves. Alright, put yourselves strong-minded, be of good courage, because guess what? This war campaign we about to go on, it's blessed, my nigga. It's blessed. And whenever war get too hot, and it seems like we about to get taken over, don't worry about it. We got aerial support coming through, man. So guess what? Yahawashi coming through is blessed, man. It's blessed. It's right. It's blessed, bro. It's right here, man.
Right. True.
And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the earth to subdue the man that came out of the sea. What's that? Michael and his angels.
Made war.
Made war. Yeah. With the dragon and his angels. Get that local shot. Okay. Yahawashi coming. Michael gonna slide with Yahawashi, man.
Shit. Michael technically already gonna be here, man, because he gonna have to stand up.
Right.
For the children of Israel,
right.
You know, in a way. But yeah, he gonna be there. This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 7. And there was war in heaven, meaning in the skies. All right.
Yep.
Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels.
Which his angels is well, the dragon is NATO, the EU, the beast system, man. Alright, Esau's empire, man, infrastructure set up. Alright, so that whole concept, that whole way of living, that's the reason they're gonna be fighting to establish new world order, man.
Right.
Okay, so that's gonna be the whole motivation for war, man.
Right.
Okay, and then guess what's gonna happen, man? Yahawashi gonna make a unexpected appearance.
Right.
It's gonna be like them fucking shows where motherfucker will be performing and whatnot, and then another artist just sneak on stage, he start dancing like, oh shit, we got a special guest in the house, you know? Yahawashi just go into stage, right? Boom!
The crowd gonna go wild too.
And G shit, everybody will be oh shit! Well, the leg will be like, yeah! Everybody else will be you know? And guess what? Everybody gonna shift focus, because who it was that said it through? Let me see if I can find it. You speak real quick. Let me see if I can find it. That president that said
Ronald Reagan.
Oh shit! All right, cool. If you remember the quote?
Yeah. Well, basically he said if we had a common enemy, foreign enemy, he was basically at a UN meeting.
Yeah.
He basically told the United Nations that if they had a foreign, common enemy coming from out of this world, would they not all band together and fight up against that enemy? Now, the reason that these nations are going to go into World War III is because they all want to have that top spot.
Right.
Okay? But if they all have a common enemy, an enemy out of this world that's coming to take over the whole world, then they're going to put aside their differences to fight up against that common enemy, which is Yahawashi. All right, because we already read, he's going to come take all the crowns. All right?
That's right. That's right.
So he's going to fight up against all of it. Well, they showed you that in Independence Day. You had the Chinese army, the Russian army, the different armies in Europe, all their different fighter jets, they all band together to fight up against the so-called aliens, man.
They showed you that in Battle of LA too, man. Show you that in all the movies, man.
Which I believe in Battle of LA, it actually came out of the water.
Yeah, listen, bro. Listen. A lot of you people are going to be in a rude awakening. It's chariots that are buried in the earth, that's been buried in this earth since before the flood, waiting for this time, man. Some of them was in the water. Some of them was literally whole cities was building on top of it, man. And nobody knew. Boom! Motherfuckers would be. Right. They would be sitting there. Are you going? Hey, you know how I always show you a movie? They sitting there and then the little vibrations start. Then the tea clap. There's always a fucking coffee cup with food in there. You hear
shit fall off the table.
All the dishes start bling 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 bling. Boom! Oh shit!
Yeah.
What the fuck? Yeah, man. It's about to be lit out here, man.
Mm-hmm.
But that show you that they're gonna switch all the attention from fighting each other to fight against the holy angels, man. Yahawashi and the holy angels, man. And which 2nd Ezra 13th chapter clearly tell you that, man.
Right. Which really is Yahawashi, he's stirring up his third world war, just like it says in Joel, it says he's gathering together.
Yep.
So that, as a matter of fact, let me get that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool. All right. All right. Yeah. God, this is the book of Joel, chapter 3, and verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Okay, he's going to gather all nations, all right? What is that talking about? World War. Right. World War III. He's going to gather them in the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahawashi, all right? Which is over there in the Middle East, over there in the land of Gaza and Syria, all right? All this war, he's going to bring all the nations down there to thinking that they're going to fight up against each other, but he's going to come in the midst. He's really bringing them together so that he can destroy them all at once.
That's right.
All right? You're going to read and continue. It said it's going to be like he's just going to blow them away. And I'm going to get another precept real quick to back up this, because it said he's going to gather them in the valley of Jehoshaphat to plead with them. And the scripture tell you how he's going to plead with them. And you go to the book of Isaiah, the 66th chapter, all right, and the 15th verse. For behold, Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi will come with fire, and his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi shall be many. So that's how he's going to plead with the nations, about destroying them by fire with his sword. All right, and the scripture's going to tell you what that sword is. You want me to finish that Revelation 12, the war, before you go back to 2nd Ezra?
Yeah.
Back in Revelation, the 12th chapter, in the 7th verse, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against his angels, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. And when you read Revelation, the 19th chapter, in the 10th verse, the angel told John that he was his brethren. So when the angel said, Michael and his angel said, the accuser of our brethren is cast down, that's talking about a physical man on earth that's accusing his people, which are the Israelites, his brothers, man. All right, it said, now has come salvation. So how can it be, like you Christians say, a war in heaven, the demons and the angels fighting each other, but it said now salvation has come to his people, man. That's talking about on earth, man.
Back at 2nd Ezra 13, and I read 5 again. And it reads, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
Right, that's the devil and his angels.
Right? But I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet there's fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lift up his hand, nor his sword, nor any instruments of war, but only I saw that he sucked out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, and they were all mixed together in the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Takeover. That's the takeover. That's the takeover. You don't want the smoke, Esau. You want it, but then again, you don't want it. That's the takeover, man.
Hey, well, the scriptures say they were afraid, and yet there's fight.
Yeah. You don't want it, but you want it, bro.
You're gonna get it.
Get what you asked for.
Right. The same way how the Most High lifted up Pharaoh's heart.
Yep.
You're gonna lift up your heart, Esau. Okay. And it says that he neither lifted up nor sword, nor any instrument of war, but out of his mouth will form a flaming fire, man. That's talking about the laser beams, man.
Laser shots.
Just like they show you in these movies, man. I gotta say Independence Day. Why do you think they call it Independence Day? So we gonna get our independence from you Edomites, man. We gonna be free, man. Most High, this is the day of salvation.
Which that movie they was trying to mock,
right?
Trying to say they could stop the Lord from delivering us,
right?
You can't. Why do heathen rage and imagine a vain thing, man? That's vain, man. We gonna get the fuck out of here.
Right.
The Lord finna take this bitch over, man. Wickedness gonna get put out the face of the earth, and I'm all for it. I'm for it. I'm for it, man. I'm tired of seeing you morons, man. Here it is. I was at work today, and I kid you not, man. Everybody's face, man, is just demonic, man. We just see all the demons on these people, man. That's it. You got anything else?
Yeah, we close out on this. Back in Revelation 19, verse 13, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. All right, and I gotta say, in the side note, it says Isaiah 63. So even Esau's, Bible scholars, they know that when Yahawashi comes, he's coming back to destroy the nation of Edom.
That's right.
Verse 14, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean, which are the angels in the chariots. Verse 15, which this backs up with 2 Ezra 13, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword. Woo. So that's that sword. It's spoken in Isaiah 65 by fire and by his sword, where he plead with all flesh. The slain of the Lord shall be many. That's why his vesture is going to be so bloody, man. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he shall smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Almighty God. And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And I saw an angel.
I was just listening.
And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. And I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. So how is it talking about some angels fighting a war amongst themselves, like Christians like to say in churches, man? It says, and I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth. Right. Meaning this war is going to take place on earth.
Right, so I'll be saying, they don't read, dog. They don't read, dog.
Verse 20, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him. All right, which we spoke about that beast in NATO and the EU. All right, which America rides that beast. All right, and the false prophet, which that's the Vatican. All right, Roman Catholic Church. All right, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which proceedeth out of his mouth. And all the fowls were filled with their flesh. So it's going to be a great destruction, man. A great takeover, man.
Yep.
Holy takeover.
Holy takeover, man. And if you're not seeking after Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, alright, by following the laws, statutes, commandments, man, you're going to find yourself getting put to death, man. So with that, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash.
double honor to the apostles, elders, great millstone. The citation to all our people I've been pushing this truth and all truth and sincerity, diligently drop the four corners. Alright, with that, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Bob.
Bob.
Mm-hmm.